Israel is turning 75 years old, with Israelis celebrating the 75th Independence Day. However, all of the social unrest over what's going on with proposed judicial reforms is casting a shadow on the important anniversary. And our next guest, Yaron Kanner, is the founder of the Hinam Center for Social Tolerance, and he also just published a new book translated to English with the title Israeli Covenant, which is trying to break down the conflicts that threaten to tear Israeli society apart. And we're very happy to have Yaron here in studio. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Nice to see you in studio. Last time we were with you at the Hinam Center, but it's good to have you here.
Thank you very much.
And congratulations on the new book. I know you've been working very hard. It literally just got published. Tell us about the book and why you, this past year and a half, has been so newsworthy that you felt like it was time to write something.
Yeah, well, you know, when we are in the middle of a crisis, we try to solve the specific problem or crisis. But after the crisis is over, we don't have the time or the mind to think about the reasons for this crisis. So we try to ask ourselves, why are we living in such society that's deal every year or two with another crisis, with another group, Ethiopians, Arabs, etc., and so on. So we asked 75 people from different identities to write something about their thinking about how can we live together in Israel, despite the disagreements. So we took all the articles, we read them, and we took some ideas from the articles and establish a new agreement, if you may say, about how can we live together. We called it the 3 model. It's a new social model. Every branch can live, every sector, every group can live his own way, in his own tradition and values, but they all have to be connected to one tree.
And like when it seems like the government's trying to solve our own problems, which is only making it worse, do you think we have the power as a people and a group of people living in this country to solve our own problems without having these politicians with agendas trying to do it for us?
Sure, we have to use the wisdom of the people about those issues. The government cannot solve all the problems. Sometimes they are the problems. And you have to think why there is such a hatred between groups among those issues. Because if you think about this crisis, for example, you can find a solution that suits to everyone, that's work. But the hatred between the groups cannot bring them to find a solution. So we have to deal with the hatred. We have to deal with the historical reasons of the crisis. And if we will not do it, we are doomed to live from crisis to crisis.
Right. And so let's talk about also the Hinam Center. I know you're moving to a new location in Lod, which is also, you were in Jerusalem, but tell us why it's such an important mission for you, because we were there. We saw how you're getting Jews together, Arab Israelis together to talk about these things. Why do you feel this is such a sensible way of getting to know each other better and maybe influencing future generations to not continue with hatred?
Well, getting to know the other is the key, because if you don't know someone, you fear from him, you have a fear from him. If you have fear, if you are afraid from him, you will hate him and you will demonization him. So the key is to get to know the other for real, to get to his place, to bring people to do things together, and to build some human connection between people. So we did it in Abu Ghosh, in our center, and now we are moving hopefully in the next few months to Lod. We think the real challenge today is the mixed cities and neighborhoods in Israel. And we will try to do the same things in Lod.
Right, in Lod, and this was something when we've had, skirmishes. Lod was a place, and I know you were also, you yourself are, were in a unit in the IDF during the first Intifada. There are fears of, are we going to have another Intifada? So why is this such an important time to be getting into these groups and the young people to try to build bridges so we don't have to wonder if we're going to have another intifada in Israel.
Yeah, sure. Well, we have to be with them. We have to be in the right places and to bring people to be together. You cannot speak about them from outside of the places. You have to be in the mixed cities and to see how can you build the connection and the bridges between them. That's the idea.
Also, with your book, which I know right now is in Hebrew, hopefully it will at some point be translated into English, because I'm sure a lot of people would be very interested in reading it. But does the book kind of, you feel like also a good resource for really also helping how the outside world views Israel and what's happening here? Like, by hearing from the people on the ground, will it help explain to the outside world that often wants to stick to the politics and the narrative, and they don't really know what's happening internally, that there are good people and there are commonalities and not everybody hates each other. There are good people that want to make a difference.
Yeah, sure. I think if you write the book, you can find very diversity opinions and identities in the book. And you can learn something about what's going on in the Israeli society and what about the solutions that we can find to make the Israeli society better. Now, we offer tools to everyone, not just the government, but to every leader in the political field or in the education field that he can use to bring the solutions to our crisis.
Thank you so much for coming in the studio again, and best of luck and congratulations. It's not easy to write a book, so you deserve a kudos just for doing it and finishing it.
Thank you very much.
You should be very proud.
Thanks
again.